Hello and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking about using Tesla Superchargers with the Fisker Ocean. It's going to be a test to see if I use a Tesla to CCS adapter with the Fisker Ocean and see if it works. So that is the big question. So stay tuned to see how it works. Here I'm at the front of the car. We have the charge port door right here. I'll open that up. We have the J1772, which is the AC charging section up top. And then below that, we have the DC section, which is for CCS. Let me put this out of the way. As you well know, this is what a Tesla connector looks like, and obviously it does not work with the Fisker Ocean ports unless you use an adapter. For example, I've shown in other videos the Tesla to J1772 adapter like this. So all you have to do is insert the plug into it, and then this gets inserted into the car and you can start charging. I actually did that for several months using my Tesla mobile connectors with the car. Then when you're done, you just press the button and then this whole thing detaches and you can store it. So obviously this is only for AC charging or L2 charging, where you would use the top portion. For DC charging or supercharging, that is a different adapter. This is an A2Z adapter, and this is what it looks like. There's a lock mechanism on here on the back for the Tesla connector and the J1772 lock on the front. So you have the J1772 CCS combination right here, and here's the side view. It's actually fairly compact. So if I pretend that this was a supercharger plug, obviously the supercharger cables are much thicker since they're liquid cooled versus the L2 or AC charging cables, which are not, which are much thinner. But I'm just going to attach it just to show you how it would work. So you would push it all the way in, then press the lock, and then it's locked into place. Then you would insert this into the car, and ideally it would start charging. On Tesla Superchargers, there are certain superchargers that actually do work with the Fisker Ocean. They are called Magic Dock, and these are some V3 and V4 superchargers that have this type of adapter already built in. So what you would do is, on the station itself, you would use the app and tell that you have an EV that's not a Tesla. Then it would unlock the adapter, and then you would plug it in the car and charge. And normally with Tesla Superchargers, it's all done through the app. There's no screens or credit card readers or anything on Tesla Superchargers. So if you do find a Magic Dock, they are kind of rare though. Certain parts of the country you'll find them. For example, in my state, the closest one is about 2.5 hours away. So not easy to show you an example of how that works. But in some areas, there may be more so that you can use that to charge up your car. The other Tesla Superchargers called the V3, if they don't have a Magic Dock, obviously they will not work unless you have this type of adapter. And these type of adapters have been going to vehicles that are approved for the Tesla Supercharger system, such as Ford, GM, Hyundai, Kia, Volvo, etc. Fisker was supposed to be on this list of companies. However, the company went bankrupt before they could go through the process of making things compatible. That's pretty unfortunate, and I don't know if that's going to happen at any point in the future that will have native compatibility with the Tesla Superchargers. In any case, I want to do a test today on a local Tesla V3 and V4 Supercharger, And also a third option, the Ionna Rechargery also has Tesla J3400 connectors on their stalls. I'm going to try this adapter on that system and see if it works. So 3 tests today. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I have arrived at a local Supercharger location. This site happens to have 24 Tesla Superchargers. There is a combination of V3 and V4 stalls. I'm going to be testing the adapter. So let's start up right now. Open up the charge port. Take out the cover. I'm going to insert the adapter. Gonna let that sit at least 10 to 15 seconds before I insert the Tesla plug into that. Now I'm gonna start the Tesla app on my phone and go through the steps. I'm gonna do charge other EV. I'm gonna find my location here. And then I'm going to press charge here. The stall number is 4D, so I scroll down the list until I find 4D. I press on that, and then I press on start charging. All right, so it says take the handle out and let's connect it to the car. Once I initiated the charge, I'm going to insert the plug into the adapter, press all the way in, and then flip the switch down here to lock it in place. Now I'm going to check on the app. And unfortunately, it does say unknown error. Your vehicle is not able to charge at Superchargers at this time. So this most likely means that the Fisker Ocean is not on the list of approved vehicles for charging, which I pretty much knew already. I wanted to see if I use this app and put in another vehicle, if that made a difference. I both have my vehicle entered and also a Kia EV6 entered into the app. However, it seems that the charger is going to look at the car itself and it's not looking at what's on the app. So unfortunately, it's not working with the Fisker Ocean. I'm gonna try one of the V3 stalls and see if it makes any difference. And let's see if I have any luck with that. Okay, so when done with charging, you're going to flip the button right here, the lock button, forward, and then pull this out. And then put this back on the Tesla stall. Then I can press the button here and then just remove the adapter itself from the car. Note, while parking at the V3 Superchargers, I have to take up at least one stall. Luckily, they have a bit of a gap between them. So this is where I parked to access this Supercharger right here. The V3 Superchargers have very short cables. The V4, the ones I tested down that way, have cables that are roughly about twice as long as these. Now I'm on the other side of the parking lot where all the V3 Superchargers are located. I'm going to do the same thing. Open up the charge port door. I'm going to insert the adapter. I'm going to go on the Tesla app. I'm going to press charge other EV. Then I'm going to charge here. I'm at stall 1D. Going to press start charging. Then it says attach plug to adapter. So I'm going to attach it right now. And it made some sounds in the car. Let's see what it does. Yeah, I'm getting the same error that I got before on the V4. It says, unknown error occurred. Your vehicle is not able to charge at Superchargers at this time. And then it just cancels. So that pretty much does it. I tried a V4 and a V3 Tesla Supercharger using the proper technique of inserting the adapter first and then putting in the Tesla plug afterwards, and it still has an error. So unfortunately, supercharging is not working for the Fisker Ocean, at least for right now. I'm now going to go to the Ionna station in Apex, North Carolina that I did a series of videos about a couple months ago. Let me try that site. They happen to have a J3400, which is the same plug that Tesla uses for the Superchargers. I'm going to test using that and see if that works with the adapter. So let's go on down that way. It's about 12 miles away, and test it out. Just to be thorough, I've gone to another Supercharger location that only happens to be about 2 miles down the road at our airport. This one is a nice new V4 station that is at Sheetz gas stations. So let me open it up, do the same thing as before. Insert the adapter. Then I'm going to use the Tesla app, and I am going to pick the location here. And I am going to press charge here. This is labeled 3C, so I'm going to pick 3C from the list and press start charging. All right, so it says attach the plug to the adapter. So let me try that right now. Let me see. This looks like a good way of doing it. All right, it is locked in. I heard the car make a sound. All right, here we go again. Unknown error, your vehicle is not able to charge at Superchargers at this time. So I did the proper procedure, yet it still doesn't work. So unfortunately, I pretty much confirmed, at least in this area, that none of the V3 or V4 Superchargers work with the Fisker Ocean. Now, if you happen to be in an area where there's Magic Dock Superchargers, yes, those will work with the Fisker Ocean, except they're kind of limited. For example, the closest one to me is about 2.5 hours away, and the next furthest one is like 3 or 4 states away. So not the best for convenience, and I don't know how the Tesla network is going to be expanding the Magic Dock. I think they're going to be doing the V4 instead. So now I'm really going to be going to the Ionna station in Apex to test the adapter out on the Ocean. Here's a view of that charging station setup that I told you about. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11 Superchargers here, all V4. There's a nice canopy above. There are trash cans. There are windshield wiping stations here. So quite a nice setup here. The only thing I don't see is a dog walk area, though if you do provide your own doggy bags for cleanup, you could probably use this area right here. So this is really nice. I like the awning over this. Really adds nice protection for inclement weather. And the long cables on the V4 allow other vehicles besides Teslas to actually use them. So yeah, pretty cool. Hopefully we get access by later this year or next year, I'm hoping, since these sites will really come in handy while traveling. Now I'm at the Ionna station, which is about 12 miles away from that Tesla Supercharger that I just showed you. The Ionna station has a combination of the Tesla charging plugs, which are also known as J3400, as well as CCS plugs. So I'm going to be testing the adapter on the Tesla plug and see how it works with the car. I'm pretty confident it will because Ionna doesn't have the same restrictions that Tesla does on the vehicles that can use their superchargers. So let me get started with this. By the way, I have 12% state of charge and I'm going to charge up to 80%. Here we have the plug. I'm going to insert the adapter all the way in. Then I'm going to press the button to lock it in place. And we are good to go. All right, so there we go. It is ramping up. 125, 136, 146, 154. Can it go higher? $155. Usually I get the best charging rate at under 10%. So considering I'm at 14 right now and at 161 kilowatts, that's actually not too bad. By the way, this is the main charging screen. You get some information of the energy delivered, charge time, time to 85%, running cost. We can also press these buttons for charging detail, which gives us a nice chart. You also get some more information on the voltage and current. There we go, here it is. It says it's reached 80% state of charge. It occurred just under 34 minutes. So not too shabby from 12 to 80%. Average was 126 kilowatts over that time period. Total energy delivered was 72 kilowatt hours. Current amperage went from 200, now it's starting to decrease. So once you go over 80%, the car really drops off the rate. It goes from close to 100 down to in the 40 kilowatt range. So I recommend on trips only to charge up to 80%. We can see that the final voltage now is around 419. That's the charging curve that we see right here. We have power over time, and now we have power over state of charge. So there we go. I am going to stop since I've reached what I wanted to do. And now it is stopping. All right, I just heard it release from the charge port. Now I can remove it. And now I can disconnect the adapter. and then place this back into the stall. I guess the final screen here show that the total cost was $37.66. I think the price was 48 cents a kilowatt hour. And then I can print a receipt, or I guess I can have the information right here on the card reader. Scan to get your receipt. So let me test that out. All right, so I emailed the receipt to my phone, and there we go. Right now, there's no app for Ionna. You have to do everything on the station itself with the card reader. Not that big a deal, but they do take a lot of payment methods, including Apple Pay and Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and Amex. All right, that about does it for the video today. I have seen that the Tesla to CCS adapter does work on this NACS station by Ionna. However, it didn't work at the Tesla Supercharger with the V4 station. So at this point, the only way to charge at a Tesla Supercharger is to use a location that has Magic Dock. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of those that are available around the country. Hopefully they get added over time as they expand the network. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.